Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Let's invite Mal. Hello.
Hello.
So happy and glad to be here, Mal. Thank you so much for joining and
Mm.
delivering so much wisdom and love. So, yeah, let's just wait for 1 minute to make people think in. And yeah, tell me was what's been your day so far?
Amazing. It's so interesting because I've got to the beach this morning to do a practice, and I kind of put my saran on the sand, and then there's a scorpion on the saran, and just next to me I check and there's like a old snake skin, and I was like, what a beautiful symbol, before I start my practice. That was really interesting,
Mm-hmm.
and I've realized that when I just arrived here, I mean, I've lived in so many places in the world, and there's so many bugs. At one point at the beginning, you're just scared of them, just like, what is it? You're just scared of them. And even the scorpion at first, I had few in my house at the beginning when I arrived here. I was like, whoa, what do I do with scorpion? Are they going to kill me? And I
Mm-hmm.
remember feeling stressed about it a little bit, even if I'm kind of used to all bugs now. But the scorpions in my house was kind of the first one. And I've realized how now that I kind of like seen it so many times, I feel okay with it, and I can just talk to it, and I can just say, thank you for showing up to me, but now you can leave my house, or now you can leave my mat or whatever. But and I think it's like interesting how there's so many bugs inside of ourselves that sometimes we just like reacting on it. And then when you get used to it and we allow them, we kind of make peace with them. And it was such a beautiful metaphor this morning to just be in peace with all the nature and the animals and the bugs and everything around me. And I feel it's a beautiful metaphor to bring it into our life as well. So that was my morning, beautiful morning,
Yeah,
embracing
I
the
love it.
nature.
Yeah,
Mm,
embracing whatever is coming and not rejecting it, because as we reject them, it's like denying parts of ourselves, denying part of reality, which is not what we are meant to do here on earth.
mm. Yeah, but it's like in our life when we have fears or stuff coming in and we don't know them, we never saw them, we never took time to allow them and to feel it. We like react on them. Just like the first time I saw the first, snake in Thailand, and the first time I saw my first, scorpion there, or cockroach or whatever, and you're just like, whoa. It's like all little bugs that you react on it, and it's like the same as your bug inside. At the beginning, you just react, and when you get to know them, you just dance with them. You dance with them, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
How was your morning?
Amazing. So basically, this morning, I've been doing almost every morning like boxing with a friend who has like some
Mm.
gloves. So I've been doing that every morning. So I love it. I think it's like a really great way to release tensions, release emotions, and also to connect with the masculine version of me.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very, I see it as a healing process. And actually, what we were doing is like we were pushing each other. We were asking questions like, "Who are you?" And then I said, "I'm limitless. I'm powerful. I'm super powerful. I'm like an entrepreneur. I'm like this. I'm that." It was amazing. It was like empowering and beautiful. It's an amazing practice that I think like we have to do things that work for us at the end. And I
Mm.
think this is working for me. So it's something I want to do definitely more in my life.
Yeah, bringing action and words together.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So let's just do one quick thing. So basically, let's see, since we are already a few people here, so let's just close our eyes for one moment and let's take 3 deep breaths. And as we connect with our breath, let's think of something that we are really grateful for. Maybe it's a really good friend, or something you achieved recently, or just grateful to be alive. Whatever that is, connect with this deep feeling of gratitude. And as you feel it, I invite you to set an intention for this live on Instagram today. Maybe there is something you want to accomplish. Maybe there is something you want to discover about yourself. Maybe you want to open your heart. Whatever that is, connect with this. And whenever you feel ready, you can open your eyes. Well, it's an honor to have you here. And I'm really looking forward to start this self-healing journey together. And I would love to ask you, can you tell us more about how self-healing has been impacting your life, and what are the biggest changes you've seen in your mental health, in your physical health, in your manifestation process, and everything that you want to share with us?
Beautiful question. Wow, you're starting strong, my friend. I love it. Okay, wow. So maybe let's come back into the beginning first so we can understand a bit more how it came into my life. Um, I Coming back 10 years ago, I've dived into the traditional medicine and was faced with, a few challenges in my life and in my family. And my dad had leukemia for 12 years, and he had 250 chemo, which was a big journey, and he survived on treatment that, he's the only one in North America, I think, that survived this treatment. And it was pretty crazy. So I dived into the regular system and the hospital and into this space with him. But my dad was a pretty uh, artistic, creative mind person. And he showed me through his disease the power of the heart and how to create something for yourself, when you're going through some health challenges. And he wanted to understand every at the beginning. He pushed away the disease. He didn't want it to know. He didn't want it to talk about it. He didn't share it. I actually knew he had cancer 2 years after he was diagnosed. And when he started to share it, it was for him a way to make peace with it as well, to allow it. And at the beginning, he got into all kinds of different methods, and then his search brought me to understand how when we actually push stuff away, and when we kind of in a war with disease, it actually makes it worse. It actually create more tension in ourselves, in our circle as well, in our energy. And at this point, I witnessed it, but I knew it in my mind, but I hadn't had the chance to have the experience with that. So it was more an information in my head. It hasn't dropped in my heart yet. So I kind of witnessed it, I saw it, but later in life, I had to experience it for myself. So anyway, a series of beautiful things to witness through this path. And then I spend many times in palliative centers with people dying around me, and that brought me back into the connection with life. There's beauty in death, there's beauty in this cycle of life. And so I became really, really curious after this whole series of, like being in the system, being in traditional medicine, and then seeing, from my sister, my dad, my stepsister, my stepmom, lost my best friend, all in a short period of time. And then after this, I went into, at one point, I went into the desert and I was walking in silence for a few days in the desert of Morocco. And so many questions came inside of me. And it was like, what is happening in this world? Like, why are we so sick and disconnected and trying to find all the solution and the answer outside of us? And then I just came inside of me, like not even into words, like an energy. And I wanted to understand more about that. And so step by step, I started to just dedicate my life to that, to this search, and I start like most of us do to look, sometimes to look in outside of us. Yes. So I've started to look outside of myself, and but outside, but still in a certain connection with spirituality. So I was starting to look into yoga, into ways to use my food wisely. What am I putting in my body? And then one book led me to another book, one documentary led me to another documentary, one experience led me to another. Traveling around like 40 countries the last 10 years, one person, one guide led me to another certification, led me to another certification. And after 10 years of doing so many things, um, and then teaching as well, with guiding so many people, I've realized that everything is actually inside of us, like we all know. But it's like if you don't really learn something, you reconnect with something you know already. And when you take the time to really be in silence and connect into the deeper space of you, oftentimes your intuition will guide you. And that's not really like, I'm talking about, let's talk about as well, like before the emergency arrive, when you're like, this is life and death, I need a solution now, it's emergency, like, okay, but before that comes, to start to really acknowledge what's happening in your body, what is the sensation you're feeling in your body, in your mind, how are you coping into this everyday life. And for me, it was, I could see some tension in my body, and I would reverse engineer those tension. Okay, those tension are here, they're linked to this gland, this gland is linked to this system in my body, this system is linked to this vortex of energy. What are the emotions linked to this vortex of energy? And then I would reverse engineer all of this, and then I would take those emotions that are linked to it, and I would dive deep in and allow myself to feel the pain, to feel the joy, to go back into those little trauma
Yeah.
doesn't need to be something that's like, someone died. It can be, I didn't have my candy at this time when I was a kid and I had a trauma from this. It doesn't have to be big.
Yeah.
So by doing this process with myself so many times, I was kind of doing it without really like noticing it. And then I've worked with people doing it all over the world as well. But now I wanted to really make it like in a clear way, and so I've created a beautiful product for it. But we'll talk about it a bit later. But for me, the self-healing experience brought me to this whole dance between the outside world and the inside world, and then to actually at the end of the day come back to this true source that's in us, and that's the extension of us. So everything is a guide, as much as the tree in front of you, as the person in front of you that's challenging you, as whatever is there. All what's inside and the extension of you is a teacher, and it's there for you to rise, and to see, to allow yourself to see what are you feeling right now, and how can I address this. So then after this, I had few ways that happened in my life that I have to really dive into the space and kind of test it, like during those travels, sometimes when you're like, okay, now it's really not going really well, I need to
Mm-hmm.
now do it on myself. I need to now, like, I know so many things. I need to now, it's time to try to do everything I know on myself, from the sage to the herb to the meditation to the practice, to just sitting down and give love to whatever's inside of you, that's taking your energy or your health away from you, instead of pushing it and hating it, to give it some love, because they're all cells are hearing you. They're reacting
Yes.
to whatever you're giving it. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and yeah, and many times I could witness, a scan of a tumor that was inside of me, and then a few days after there was, there was no more. And then it was just such a beautiful teaching for me to allow to be scared, to allow myself to be scared, to allow myself to have an inner dialogue with myself and with all the cells of my body.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's a bit the experience. And it feels like a bit overwhelming at the beginning, because you're like, where do I start? And this is
Yeah.
why I wanted to create something that's really clear, a toolbox that's really clear for people to know where to start from.
Yes. Yes.
And
Wow.
what, Walter, what's really interesting as well is that I've realized that the most simple, like, what really at the beginning helped me to dive into this space was actually, okay, challenges for my family, like losing loved one, but as well, the first time I started to travel, I didn't really have any budget. I didn't really have any financial abundance in my life. So my creams, my product, I had to make it by myself. So I was like, okay, I cannot buy these things. I'm going to learn how to make it. So I started
Yeah.
using avocado and yogurt in my hair, and then turmeric and honey to do some mask. And, I started to play with herbs, with food, with Mother Nature to create my own products and stuff. And I started to realize that's actually better, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
one thing just leads you to another. And then it goes from those outside things that you create to the inside world that you connect to.
Totally. Totally.
Mm.
Wow. Man, every time I hear your stories, like always having goosebumps because I resonate so much with that because yeah, unfortunately there's so much misunderstanding out there about how to heal, and there's this whole concept, and of course we've got the pharmaceutical industry that is making trillions each year by giving this false hope that we need something else to heal ourselves, but you are the proof, and you're like the living being that can prove us that this is not true. So that for me, as I met you and I connected with you, I started to believe more in that, because
Mm.
there's a beautiful concept that I love to talk always about, which is about breaking the 4 minutes mile. So what that means? So basically, what happened like in the 50s, there was this man that basically all the doctors said that you couldn't run a mile in 4 minutes because if you would do that, you would die or something like that. This is what they said. And this man, he done the mile in 4 minutes, and then after him, millions of people did it. So for me, as I hear your story and I hear other people's
Mm.
stories, it's like I start to believe even more in the possibility that people can heal themselves. And I understand pharmaceutical and the hospitals and all of the system can work really well in certain cases. But what I say, we shouldn't give the power away, the inner power away to that, letting someone else dictating how
Mm.
many years left we have or
Mm.
how much things we need to take, like giving away our power. Because what I believe at the end, we created the disease somehow, mismatch in vibration or some again not accepting part of us or not doing certain things, we manifested them lifestyle. So then what I feel like we can reverse engineer whatever we manifested there, and that is where the magic
Mm.
happens. Like, it's not that this is someone
Yeah.
else, we can manifest that somehow.
Yeah, and I love that you say, we, because we are responsible for,
Yeah.
for everything. Whatever we created, we can reverse
Yeah.
it. But the thing is that, I really respect traditional medicine in a sense that I think that they're amazing for anything that's operation, anything that's
Yeah.
emergency, anything that's like, okay, now, like, you just had an accident, your leg is caught, whatever, like, I think they're amazing, and it's really, I really respect it. The thing is that the education you know, that they have is not to is to really like, you know, calm down the symptoms and really to
Yeah.
act on something that's there. Yeah, but it's not something, they don't go to the root necessarily of the problem, try to find out what's the root. So if you have inflammation in your body that starts, you know, we'll have something to patch the symptom, but we don't have something to really go to the root of the problem and try to fix that, you know. So that's the only thing. Holistic meaning you're a whole, you're not just an arm. You know, if you have a problem in your arm, it might be related to your shoulder blade, you know, it might be related to your diaphragm area that's like squeezed in, and there's so
Yeah.
many root. And that might be, you know, I always take this example of lower back pain, because so many people has this lower back pain, and you treat the lower back pain all the time, the lower back, but oftentimes the diaphragm area is so squeezed in because of stress that the organs are trying to help, so they come up not equally, then the hips are unsquared and you have pain in your lower back. The problem is not
Yeah.
the lower back, the problem is here, and this is created by stress in your life as well. So they're just not, they just don't have this education on like intelligence, emotional intelligence, to really guide you through that. And they have maybe around 6 hours on food training. If they don't want, they might take more by themselves. So
Yeah.
traditional medicine is amazing for, you know, symptoms and emergency, patching symptom and emergency. But when you want to really treat something from the root, it's just an indication that, you know, it's a bit less there. So I think that to marry them and to understand that, you know, there is some ways to really like reverse like what we've created, as you said, is really a beautiful wisdom that to tune into. And it is possible. And everything is happening for us, it's not happening to us. You know,
Yeah.
it's happening for us, even if it's uncomfortable. If you need you're asking yourself, do I really need that right now in my life, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, oh, do I really need this one? And it's not
Mhm.
because, you know, you get to know it, that it's not, it not doesn't mean that it's never going to happen to you, for you again. It means that you will have a toolbox, a bigger toolbox to go into the challenge. You know, we as people diving into this self healing, this self realization path, we're not better than, we're not, you know, we're just getting into life with a bigger toolbox. But we still make mistakes, we still have some freaking challenges, like we still have some roller coaster of life. It's not just being
Yeah.
zen and staying silence and being like, no, we have all these things. We just have a bigger toolbox, and we can recognize how to, awareness is actually the biggest key here.
Mhm.
Awareness of, awareness and knowing what is happening, and what's how can I address it, you know. It's just the awareness. So
Yeah.
yeah, traditional medicine is that, it's just that and this is the thing as well, we are used to, if you stay in the system and this is only what you know, we're used to quick fix, we get used to quick fix. You know, you have headache, take a Tylenol, no more headache, perfect, I can go to work, you know. But and this path of self-healing is not a quick fix. Just saying,
Mhm.
it's not a quick fix. It's going to take some time, but it's a long-term healing, or
Yeah.
it's a long-term toolbox, you know, which is the other way around. You'll get a quick fix, but you're going to have to eliminate this Tylenol at one point. It's a toxicity that you just put in your body that you're going to have to eliminate, you know. So because we're used to the quick fix, we're getting used to it as well in our lives. So when we feel unwell, scared, or whatever, we just don't
Yeah.
want it now. We just want to get rid of it right now. So let's
Yeah.
stimulation, outside stimulation. Let's, you know. And so we are used to not being with the pain and with the sensation, without labeling it as wrong or right, whatever, but just a sensation that's there for you to guide you into a different path. That's the GPS. It's the GPS saying to you, you can keep on going into this road hitting a wall, or maybe you can take this other road and maybe you can create something different, and maybe you can experience something different to it, you know. So
Yeah.
but because it feels uncomfortable sometimes, we just don't want to take this road. We want quick fix, quick fix, but the body's talking to you. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, I want to tell you something. What if a kid would tell you, like, I want to tell you something, please listen? You know, you would listen. But this is your this is your kingdom. This is your, it's to honor this body we're living in.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Give me just 1 second because I've got this dog that is like moving so much.
Mm-hmm. Hi, everyone. I can see.
Here you go. I'm back.
Oh,
So
yeah, okay.
basically, like I recently have done some researches actually, and I've seen like why would people would rather take Xanax instead of doing meditation? Because at the end, Xanax and meditation they offer the same outcome. Okay, the same outcome to have less anxiety and to have less depression and better, feeling better at the end. So same outcome. But for two reasons, Xanax is $1 trillion industry, and meditation is not. Because what Xanax offer is, first of all, like you have the quick fix that you're talking about. So meditation, you meditate for 20 minutes, and maybe to get the results, it takes gonna take maybe a month of daily meditation, 20 minutes. And potentially also you have got so much effort behind that, which is like you need to sit, you need to deal with these thoughts, you need to deal with your legs.
I love this analogy. I love the way I love that you're
But
bringing that up.
Xanax, what offers Xanax is that you have zero effort. The effort you have to do is taking the pill. This is the maximum effort. And there's something you've got the quick fix. So let's say immediately, quote unquote, you are like feeling better. Like you don't have this anxiety. So then of course people would rather choose Xanax, the meditation, because of that. And this is like how all the marketing and how all the businesses are built of. If you can offer something that there is zero time investment, zero effort, and give you this magical outcome, people will go for that. So you see, like there is
But
also
you know what?
like there's a business behind that.
There is a business behind it. But my question to people that can, think this way is like, don't you want to get to know you?
Yeah.
And so the thing is that you will have to eliminate what you put in your body if it's toxic. You will have to at long term for sure.
Yeah.
You will have to get out of yourself in a way.
Yeah.
If you don't feel good and that's the path for everyone. When we start meditation, it's like, you're like, what do I do? What do I think about a color? What do I think about it? My head is talking again. I stop talking, stop thinking, stop talking. And there's so much dialogue coming into your mind, and you're like, what am I doing? What am I so boring? And everyone that starts at the beginning, it feels a bit like, why and what and where, and it's just easy to feel that it's this emptiness. But actually, you're having a meeting with yourself right there. You're sitting with yourself. If it's boring and it feels empty to be with yourself, it's maybe because you are in this place where you need to cultivate this relationship with yourself, because you're living with yourself. You're coming into this world naked, alone with yourself, and you're leaving this world. Even if everything's an extension of you and this is all one, when you get the time, when you want to be in a relationship with someone, you take the time to go and meet this person and sit with this person and listen to this person and exchange. What if we would do this with ourselves, to meet this person, to sit with it? And silence can feel so empty at the beginning, but this is actually where you meet yourself. This is this place. So, and I remember my first experience with meditation, it was like this as well. I was like, what do I have to do? Do I think about a color? Do I think about, what do I have to do, this or that? And my teacher was always like, sit in silence, sit in silence, sit in silence. And then after, a few days, like, well, I kind of want to have something, like, give me something, like, oh, sit in silence. And after a few days, I came to him and I said, I get it. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to have this experience with myself, because I took this time to be with this uncomfortable silence, and it brought me some answers, some visions, some calmness, it's like when you clean your bedroom, you can put everything under the bed and be like, it's clean, that's like, but when you do meditation, you actually go under the bed and clean the whole thing for real. Cleansing.
Exactly.
you know. So then
Exactly.
that's allowing the space for your intuition to
Yeah.
be. And then,
Yeah.
you know, just breathing, just allowing your intuition, better choice, better life, everything is unfolding from this
Hmm.
connection with you. And so even if it's boring at the beginning and you seem like it's not this quick fix that's giving you right now, keep going. This is what I would say. Keep going. Even if it's 5 minutes a day, put your alarm on your phone. If it's 2 minutes a day, if it's 5 minutes a day, at one point you will want over 10 minutes. You will want to stay in this space. You will want to be with yourself. You will want this silence to be. And that's going to be so nourishing to you. Imagine if, you know, the biggest party, crazy place you ever been that brought so much joy in your life, so much
Hmm.
euphoria. Imagine if you can reach that whenever you want. Would you want to know? You know, we have this power. When you fall in love and you feel in love and you feel so much power and joy, you know, when you fall in love with someone, how you feel, it's like so intense inside of you. It's actually you that create this. It's your body. You have access to this all the time. It doesn't depend to you. Not Yes, outside circumstances can create some things, but you can also create it for yourself. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love reading this. Don't meditate, be the meditation. Thank you for saying that. It's so freaking beautiful. Like
Yeah.
to be about it, to sit with it, to embrace this, you know, become oneness. It is so beautiful. But it's hard for some people sometimes when you say the word spirituality, when you say the word meditation, it's like, wow, that's for your mama, you know. I started with a crowd of hockey player. I
Hmm.
started to teach meditation and yoga to hockey player that were 20 years old. Yeah, yoga's for your mama. I'm not doing that thing, you know. And I had to explain them really scientifically what's happening in your body, mind, soul when you do
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
how can you reach the highest potential of yourself into everything you do.
Yeah.
And after 3 4 class, they were so like they were warrior in their energy, and to explain them like you cannot choose if you believe in energy or not. You're made out of proton, neutron, and electron. You're made out of this is just who you're made of. This is a fact, you know. So it's not a woo woo thing. It is just meeting yourself, and it's just a fact. And spirituality doesn't mean anything about religion. It means to believe that there is something beyond our senses. We cannot perceive everything through our senses, through the breathing, through the eyes, through the hearing. We cannot perceive everything. There is much more than this. So
Yeah.
if you say, I'm not spiritual, or I don't do meditation, or I don't want to do yoga, yoga
Yeah.
actually means union. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean do a split. It means union, body, mind, soul. So if you say I don't want to do yoga, it's like the same thing if you're saying I don't want to do union with my body, mind, soul.
Hmm.
I don't want to do meditation. I don't want to meet myself in silence,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And then if you say I don't believe in spirituality, I believe that my sense is the only thing that exists that I can feel from my senses. So actually, you're limiting yourself just because of being scared sometimes of a woo-woo thing that's a bit, you know, that sounds woo-woo or different. It's actually just simplicity, and it's actually just facts. It's just energy, and it's there. We can't go away from it.
Yes. You know what I love about meditation, Mel, is like meditation can help you get in touch with this inner voice that pretty much is holding us back in life. Because if we are not in a place in life where we don't want to be, or where where we don't want to be, that's because of this voice. So as you meditate, you listen to this voice, and there is exact voice you need to give attention. And as you get more familiar with that, you start to change the story behind that. You start to reprogram
Mm,
your subconscious mind. And then as you start to change your beliefs, then you start to change your thoughts, and then you start
mm,
to change your emotions, and then you just start to change actions. And then what happens when you start to change actions, you start to create new choices. And this is how we manifest in life. This is how we get the outcome we want to have in life. As we start to make different choices every
mm,
day in our life, different choices that are different than before. Because if we are where we are now, it's because of choices. I'm not talking about just choices when it comes to action. It's like what you choose to believe about yourself. What do you choose to think every day? Where are you putting your energy? This is a choice that we are making. So we better reprogram this choice
Yeah.
pattern. And meditation is definitely one of the best tools. And Xanax doesn't give you that. This is the thing. This is the thing. Like Xanax doesn't give you that.
Yeah,
So if
yeah,
people
yeah.
would, if meditation would be marketed more in this way than just being relaxed and releasing, like that would be better. That would be more accessible. But anyway,
Mm.
meditation is becoming huge recently
And then
after COVID and everything. So it's
mm,
becoming more mainstream. Like more people now know what meditation is.
yeah,
Like at the
they
time
started
when I started
to
to do
open up.
meditation, yeah, 8 years ago, and people thought I was like a Buddhist or I was like in church, or they thought that I was who knows what guru, you know. Then 8 years ago,
Yeah.
now pretty much. I mean, you're in Osara, like
Mm,
pretty much
it's
everyone is doing
normal.
meditation here, you know. I mean, in Osara. But anyway, if you go into New York, LA, like let's say people still make do that. But
Mm,
that's a big shift, you know. That's a big shift.
yeah.
But anyway, because people are realizing the suffering is increasing for sure in the world. And so let's say now we've got a bit of people doing meditation, a bit of people doing yoga, and of course, most people taking Xanax, unfortunately. And I know that.
You know what, Walter? I think that um, there is some stuff happening chemically in our body when we go into depression, and it's not it's not an easy road. It can feel very confusing. Um, and it I've lived it as well. One time that was really profound to me. I fell into a void. I didn't feel joy. I didn't feel pain. I didn't feel sad. I didn't feel anything anymore. I felt like
Yeah,
so empty. And I was like, what's going on with me? And um, I think that when that happened, it's like if you're letting go of an old skin, you're letting maybe go of a part of something in your ego that you're letting go. And either that makes you freak out and you feel confused and you don't know what to do and you need some outside, and then you start to take some, you go into depression, or either you really sit with it and you live it fully and you take some mother nature plan to nourish yourself and you let go, you let this part of the ego die. There's a part of you that's dying. I feel like this feeling of void and this feeling of depression is like something your body's trying to express to let go so bad. And because of that, we feel crazy. We feel so confused, but actually it might be a good thing what's going on right there. It is a good thing. You're letting go of something. When you give birth, it's not pleasant, you know? So if we can sometime have this dialogue with ourselves and allow this thing that we call sufferance or pain and go beyond the sensation, and that's what meditation is training us. When you're sitting and you're like uncomfortable sitting, or when you do a yoga posture and you're really uncomfortable, if you learn to breathe through this posture that's uncomfortable, you will create a body memory to breathe into an uncomfortable moment in your life as well.
yes, yes,
So you're training your body to be with all sensation without labeling it as right or wrong, but just a sensation to make you transit into some different space of you. And you can also help yourself with so many things that's inside and around you as well with Mother Nature. So
totally.
I think that before telling yourself, am I crazy, or I'm confused, or I'm depressed, or all of these things, just to allow it, give it some love, and you know trusting the process. And serotonin and dopamine and endorphin can be created in so many ways before anything else. You might need some emergency help, yes, but there is some of the stuff that we can do before for ourselves, and to maintain as well, to keep this consistency, to maintain this process with ourselves.
Yeah,
And so, yeah, it's a world filled with so much food for the soul. And people are, as you said, are starting to open up to it more and more. And it's very beautiful to see. Because, you know, if you think about, you talk about manifestation just before then, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is how you're manifesting. So if we think about vibration, like to raise our vibration, what does it mean to raise our vibration? Or, you know, to live in a place that's a high vibration, what does it mean? Sometimes people say, what makes a place a high vibration? I'm like, well,
Yeah.
think about it. Think about it. If I place you in a room where, you know, there's toxic stuff all around the room, it's dark, it's heavy, there's no air flowing, what you're drinking is full of toxicity, would you feel really good? Would you feel in a high vibration? Would you feel like full of energy and joy? Like you would feel a bit like, woof. You know, it's the same thing for what you know, a place. Like if you take a place like Costa Rica, where, you know, the nature is free, you know, it's protected, the water is also, the soil, the people, the community, how it respects the environment. I mean, all these plants and all this nature is living in a place where, you know, we're trying to allow it to be. So of course the plant is growing and is living in a higher vibration. So if you're surrounded by that, it's impacting you as well. You
Yeah.
know, and if you nourish yourself with food that grows, you know, it's not transformed, it's as pure as you can, and water as pure as you can, and all of these things will impact you and your vibration as well. So to also clean under your bed with vibration, you know, to cleanse yourself with meditation allows you to have a clear space, and that creates more space to be in a higher vibration, to move your body and to breathe through your body, to massage your organs inside by doing some posture and breathing through it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, all of these little things, nothing is magic, everything is logic. It's all small things like this that you put in your body and that you surround yourself to, that creates this vibration. And the more you are in a clear space, well, things can come to you and you can give, and it's like an exchange. You serve humanity, humanity serves you, and that
Yeah.
is manifestation. Manifestation is not something magical that just happened. It is a place where you place yourself. It is a place that you reach by choosing to love yourself and to give the best to yourself, to surround the best around you as well. And then from there, to let go of those thoughts, because you're not your thoughts, you're that has thoughts, you're not your emotion, you're that has emotion, you know. But what you interact with, as you said, what you choose to interact with will make also a difference into your energy, you know. So if I'm like, I'm giving you this glass, you have to choose to take it or not. If I say you're ugly, you have the choice to take it or not.
Yeah.
It's a, you know. And so, as you said, it's all some toxic things. What are you choosing to put in your body emotionally and physically, and what do you want to surround yourself with will impact your vibration. And from there, things can flow more easy or, you know, harder, depending on how you choose to do it.
Yeah. 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 I
This
agree
is
with
what
that.
I think. Yeah.
No, I agree with that. And you know, there is this idea, like let's say people are selling out there that, you know, you sit on meditation and you see and visualize this, and then you manifest these things. And I don't really agree with that, because yes, that could work, but as you said, there's a combination of things that will make you align with with the higher self, will make you align with the manifestation process, which has to do with all of the things you said, which is the environment where you are. Is the environment like a high vibration or not? Is the people with you high vibration or not? Is the food high vibration or not? Is the work that you're doing, like how you're spending your time, right? High vibration or not? Is it the quality of the thoughts that you're having, high vibration or not? So we summarize all of this, and then the average is basically what you manifest. It's nothing magical. That's why, like, many people may start to do these meditations. They may start to, the Joe Dispenza and doing all of his work, and then like feeling disappointed or feeling frustrated because nothing is happening. And thanks to fuck that nothing is happening, because again, it has to do with the environment, it has to do with the quality of the thoughts, it has to do with the quality of the food, the quality of the action. And what I believe also is that, based on my experience, the more you're in service, the easier is the manifestation process. So the more you are giving out there, the more like, let's say, if you're making one person feeling better today, like this is gonna get back to you in any form.
And again, the intention has to also be, from the heart, like
exactly.
you give because you give from your heart.
Exactly.
Like, and
it's
and
pure.
the thought is the same thing. A thought is a thought, but the power of the heart is much stronger than any thought. So and there's no negative or positive thought. Like, it's just a perception behind it that makes it what it is. And so the heart is the main key here. Like, the head is one thing, but the heart is the one that creates this power to the thought. So
yeah. And also, like, at the end, like, whatever that is that you wanna manifest, I think it's important to understand that it has to do mostly with your identity, who you think you are. And so then, in order to do that, you need to change the beliefs about yourself, about life, about the world. And let's say, quote unquote, one of the best way to do that is to create small wins every day that I can prove you that the beliefs is right. Let's say, for example, if I think I'm a leader, and I am out there and I'm helping 1-2 people a day, that is a small win for me, that I'm a leader. And so if I think I'm a leader, I know I have much more potential in having an impact. And the same thing with the workout, like, I'm healthy. It doesn't work. You say I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, and you do this freaking affirmation, and then you don't do anything. You don't create these small wins, which that means, okay, I'm healthy. What are the choices that you're taking? Let's say that you're healthy. Yeah, you're doing the workouts, the movement.
To be about
That's
it.
a win. That's a win. So you're winning, and then being healthy is going to become part of your identity as you are taking action. So this is very important part in the manifestation process. To take an action in alignment with that.
To be about it, to be the change you want to see. To be about exactly. I love it. The only way that, for me, I think that by diving into this space more and more, I feel like my main mission is to unbecome everything instead of becoming everything, because I truly think that we all have that naturally. We are born like babies that could see the world with no ego and with so much love and so much compassion and so much gift. And then we go in life, in the system, and slowly we heard, oh, this is right, this is wrong, this is the way to do things, this is not the way. And then we go into the system, and then we get like, we forget about all these gifts that we have, and then we follow what society tells us to do, and this way that we have to be to please others. And then at one point we're like, whoa, I don't want to do this. Well, what's going on? We turn back into ourselves. We have this path, and then we're just trying to find ourselves back. But actually, we're trying to go back to what we exactly are in our true source, in our true nature. We are all of this. So for me, I feel that it's unbecoming all the false identity that I've created through the ego, because the ego is the one that wants to identify to something to feel secure. So ego wants to create a personality and feel secure, knowing, okay, I'm Mel, I live there, I have this house, I do this work, I am identifying myself to that, so I feel secure. And the real path is to not have to identify yourself as anything, understanding that you are all already in your pure nature, and everything's an extension of you. So if all the leading energy of this world is there, and we're not separating from this, you are a leader naturally. The only thing that stopped you from doing this is layers of false belief system of people that, they gave you something, you took it, and then you felt rejected. They said something to you, you took it, now you felt not enough. Some situation happened in your life, you believed it, and that created a filter that limit your belief system about yourself.
Yeah.
But all the leadership energy has always been there. You don't become happy, you don't become a leader. You tune back into your own nature. You know,
Yeah.
happiness is inside of you. Is that something you reach, you could reconnect with, you know? So yeah, the ego can serve you in so many ways, but it can also it can also hurt you in many ways when you interact with it in a way that it's a bit toxic for you. At the same time, whatever happens that you are recognizing, oh, that's happening because of old belief system. I've realized that, I'm just now trying to be enough when I know I am, and you're realizing that you're in this thing right now in the day. You have the choice. Like if I'm realizing something comes inside of me, resentment, I'm doing resentment. I can choose to be mad about myself and feel guilty. Oh, I'm feeling resentment again. I'm still insecure in this. I'm still feeling fear to this. I can feel guilty about it, or I can celebrate because I'm realizing what I'm feeling. I can celebrate because I'm realizing I know what resentment is. I can address it. I know what fear is. I know that I'm just thinking I'm not enough and it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I would say to you, like, you have a beautiful green skin, you'd be like, what do you mean? Like, I don't have a green skin, Well, if I say you're not a leader, it's you choose that believe it. It's not true. We are all so complete and
Yeah.
abundant
Yeah.
and limitless, It's just to reconnect with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
just I just saw the comment of beauty me. Yeah, I love it.
Yes. Let's do something fun, Mel. So, do you have your cards with
Hmm.
you?
I do.
Do you? Let's use these cards, and you can use them with me, and we can choose one of the chakras. Or maybe what we can do, you can explain to the beautiful souls listening here what are your cards
Mm-hmm.
about, and we can
Mm-hmm.
do some play with them.
Okay. Mhm. So what I've created to explain a bit more about it is I've created a deck card. It's not like really like I can use it a bit more like a tarot card sometimes to do some group reading, but um, the way that I use it is to create some soul print. It's like a blueprint of yourself to see, like, if I go into those 7 vortex of energy that are linked to all your systems in your body, and nervous system, immune system, hormonal system, digestive system, they all link to system, to glands. And then um, if we go in each of them, they are related to glands and emotions. So I've created 15 card per vortex that represent these vortex, and then placing it on, so each card, so if I take for example the first one, the red, so the red chakra, so the first one, there's 15 cards representing this chakra, and each card of them, there we go, yeah, each card has a white side and a black side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you, while I do the reading, black or white for each question. Black will represent it's a place in an area in your life that's a bit more heavy, a bit more dark, a bit more confused, and you want to give it some attention. Black doesn't mean you're failing. Black means that you want to give it some attention.
Yeah.
White means that it's a clear space for you right now. It's a space that you feel abundance, you feel aligned, you feel joy with it, you feel clear. So white is a clear space for you.
Yeah.
So by doing 15 cards of each of those chakra, at the end of the reading, you have 112 cards placed down. Each of them are on the black side or on the white side. And then you see in each vortex what is the area that are more blur, black, and what is the area that are more clear. And from there, as soon as we finish your reading, when you do the whole process, you get an ebook. In your ebook, you have the explanation of all the process, and you have for each vortex, you will have some explanation as well, and you will have some stuff that you can do. So sometimes it can be acupressure point for each chakra, for the feet, for the hand, and then you will have all the chakra one by one explained, and then you have exercise for each of them, a page complete of exercise where you will have some breathwork exercise for this one, some mantra, some meditation, some asana, some mudra, some body awareness exercise, some inner dialogue exercise, some essential oil guidance, some food suggestion, and even colors to wear in your day to support yourself through whatever you're living. So it's very, very complete to know how to travel from one thing to another. From your reading, what you can do, you will get this journal, and in this journal I will guide you into every day, 15-minute every day exercise to write your white card, your black card of one vortex, and then you will get exercise to do with this vortex today. So it's 15-minute per day. This has 74 page, but it's a 30-day journal. You just have a lot of cool worksheet that helps you to understand more like the wheel of emotions and stuff like this. So you have some cool worksheet, and you have 28 days that is all 15-minute exercise that you refer to your book, and I make you travel from one book to another using the result of your reading. So that's actually the bigger picture of what it is. So let's say we were going into the first, or let's just say we're going to choose it by instinct. It's just by instinct, okay? So you're going to close your eyes with me. I'm just going to connect with you as well. Okay, starting to go into all those colors. Every color has a frequency. So let's start to feel the red in the base of our spine, feeling ourselves secure. Right here, you feel completely secure and relaxed. You're in the present moment. The past and the future does not exist right now. You're here and now with me. And then coming up into the color orange in your hip area, where you feel connected to yourself, you feel creative, you feel self-love. And then coming up to the belly, where you can sense the color yellow all through the belly, this fire that can burn everything or that can nourish everything. This fire where you let go of the fear and the ego. Now we come up to the heart, color green, where we choose right now to love unconditionally ourselves, this moment. And then transitioning to the color blue of the throat chakra, where we will express with our vulnerability, authenticity, truthfulness, say yes, say no, express it all. Going up to the third eye chakra, where we're gonna tune into our intuition. Let it guide you. And then on top of our head, we connect with the color purple, and we wrap ourselves up in peace and light, purple light. Now, when you're ready, Walter, you can say stop.
Stop.
Are you going to give me a number from 1 to 7?
7.
We're going in the heart chakra for you, Walter. You chose the color green.
That's exactly what I wanted to actually tell you that I wanted to do that.
It's happened so many times.
Amazing. Perfect.
So now we're going to go into the 15th card of the heart chakra. So when you're ready, you say stop again.
Should I keep my eyes closed or open?
Whenever you want.
Stop.
Okay. The first card that comes up. Now you're gonna say to me white or black. If it's an area in your life that's white, or if it's that's clear space, you feel clear with it, or if it's an area in your life that feels heavy and that you want to give it some attention. Okay? The first card that comes up to you is sincerity. White or black?
Good point. Um, I've been working so much in this recently. So let's say I'm in the middle, but most likely white. But I'd
White.
say I could even say that a few months ago I was more towards the black. So let's say
Okay.
white.
You don't even have to say why. You just own it, white or
Good,
black, and it's all
good,
good. We're on this
perfect.
together.
Let's do this.
The second card is self-love, white or black.
White,
Third card, abandonment. Is it a place that you felt in your life that,
black,
abandonment?
black.
Love towards other.
Mm,
Is it hard for you to love others?
black.
It's hard for you to love other people?
Mm-hmm. To trust.
To trust. But what about love?
I think it's linked.
Okay.
I am
Okay.
afraid to love because of fear of trusting. Because if
Perfect.
I
Let's
love,
leave
I'm
it this
fully
way.
trusting. Yeah.
Love it. Forgiveness, black or white.
White,
Love for nature.
white,
Attachment.
I will say still black,
Compassion.
white,
Betrayal.
black,
How do you feel with movement?
white.
Unconditional love.
Not there yet. Black,
Jealousy.
black,
Isolation.
white,
Guilt.
white,
Rejection.
black.
Okay, now I'm just going to take my phone here. I'm going to turn this around. Okay, so here it is. Heart chakra. Sincerity. Self-love. Abandonment. Love towards other. Forgiveness. Love for nature. Attachment. Compassion. Betrayal. Movement. Unconditional love. Jealousy. Isolation. Guilt and rejection. So let me put it a bit further away. When I do this on the computer, I have it in my computer so you see very well.
Yeah.
What's really interesting here, let's just see your reading. They're almost equal. I feel like your strongest card in here, I feel compassion is a really strong card because that compassion will allow you to have it for yourself, because these two ones here, they're at the beginning of your line, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a big tool in these two ones for you to bring, some light to the other ones.
Yeah.
If you take the time to have compassion, and it's just before betrayal, so if you take the have to have this compassion for you, and this compassion also for other, knowing that everyone is a child that has been hurt and that hurt other, you know
Mm-hmm.
sometimes this is what happened in this wheel. So, and it's the same for you, having compassion for yourself, that will allow to bring some light to the betrayal, to understand in a deeper way with compassion that it
Yes.
doesn't belong to you. The whatever people did to you, it doesn't belong to you, and I think that the movement is also such a big tool for you because it's letting go, you know of what you
Mm-hmm.
don't need anymore. And it kind
Yeah.
of like, because of the vagus nerve, if you think about the vagus nerve, it's so interesting. Movement can really allow ourselves to dive deeper into space. This message, actually, I'm saying some stuff about it, but usually this message, you are the one that can create those message for you.
Yeah.
So you're the one that can say, okay, with sincerity, I can, I connect into my self-love, this abandonment, letting go of abandonment, letting go of and loving the other ones in a deeper way.
Yeah.
So you can create a message here with these cards by saying it one at a time, in dark and in light, and then you can create your own message, and in your message you will see what is the tool that comes up for you. So sometimes I like to give some cue, like taking some card out, but I feel like I don't want to too much impact what the person thinks for themselves, because I don't believe that I have answer for people. I believe that I'm a guide to guide them. So
Totally.
now at this point, when we have this reading, so we're going to do, normally we're going to do like 120 in 12 cards like this. Then we're going to go into those two books, and then you're going to have each chakra, you're going to have 4 pages of exercise for each vortex to do, to understand your message, to give some attention to the black ones, to celebrate the white one, and to understand how to, where these trauma a little bit come from as well, because trauma is stored in your subconscious, and when it's stored in your subconscious is the thing that makes you react. So when you allow the trauma to come back and to understand it and have this dialogue with it, you can actually transfer it into your conscious, and then instead of reacting in life, you will act, so you won't be into a reactional mode all the time. So
Yeah.
yeah, so by seeing really like where is the dark era, you can link into your journal. You have some space to link into some situation in your life, and I also give you some link to meditation on different earths, and to connect into yourself in those dark area, to rise, to let this challenge rise back, write about it, relive it, and bring it from the subconscious to the conscious with compassion and love. And the whole process is a month, and it's incredible. I just am a bit blown away by the comment that I'm having from the people that are actually on the journey right now, and they're just like, man, like I'm going into life, and then suddenly something happened, and I have this reaction, like, oh, I know this is this card is black, I know this card, and I can just shift it. And then they just like they can really realize in their everyday life what's going on, if it's a dark area or a clear area in their life right
Yeah.
now, and how they can bring light to attention. And after 1 month, I redo the reading with them, and so much change happened. It's amazing. So
Wow.
that's a little bit like
Wow.
a brief way to explain it.
Wow. Well,
Mm.
man, thank you so much. And I honestly wanna do the whole thing. I
We
wanna do the
should do
whole
the
thing.
whole reading for you.
Yeah, yeah, I do want to do this. Like, let's talk about it next few days, and we can meet and doing it, face to face in person.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's just wrap up quickly. I just would love if you have a message or like something that you wanna share as a few words with those beautiful people listening here. Like, what is like a message that we wanna leave today for them?
Mm. First of all, you joined this live because you opened up yourself to know more about yourself. It's not about me, it's not about Walter. This is about you showing up to yourself.
Yes,
So I'm
yes.
freaking amazed by this, and I want to honor this. I want to say yes to this. I want to say how grateful I am for you to be
Yeah.
curious, because curiosity is such a beautiful quality. Like to have to be curious. This is the first kid's quality. You want to know, you want to explore. You go up, you fall down, you come back up. This is the whole experience of life. So I just want to thank you for just showing up to yourself. You're not showing up to me or to Walter, you're showing up to you today. And you're curious, you open your heart and your mind to just take whatever resonates with you and hear. And the rest comes whenever it comes. Maybe some things make sense for you, maybe it doesn't. We don't have all the answer. We're just
Mhm.
guiding you to your answer.
Yeah, and just a disclaimer: we are not healers, but we facilitate self-healing. That's it.
Yes, exactly.
And whoever says that he's a healer or she's a healer, that's not a good sign, in my opinion. So we know this, right? So let's guys make sure about this. And yes, Mel, thank you so much. So this is gonna be recorded, and I will share it on my IG. I will tag you. You can share the live with everyone, because we talked about so many good stuff. And I will be in touch soon with you. But just to let you know, Mel just joined and as a leader and as a facilitator in the microdosing mastermind experience. It was like 2 days ago, and the people joining were blown away from her wisdom and their energy. And yeah, just want to thank you for being in my life and helping the contribution of giving back to the world. And yeah, I send you so much love, wisdom, creativity, and so much love to everyone here listening. And I will see you for next Wednesday, for no, next Thursday, for next interview. And yes, stay tuned, my guys.
Yeah, thank you, Walter. Thank you for bringing this to the world. Thank you for sharing yourself and you know, inviting all these beautiful people to share as well, and all these beautiful people that are there. Thank you as well for being here. I see some comment and I would like to just respond to all of them, and I'll take time to do it for sure. Reach out to me anytime as well. Easy to find me, and I'll be happy to respond to any of your questions. Thank you, Walter. Thank you so much, my
You're welcome,
brother.
Yes, let's make sure you guys give a follow to Mel and follow her content, because it's amazing. Yes,
Namaste.
have a good one. Namaste.